Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Cristiano Ronaldo has been named Premier League Player of the Month for September. Ronaldo has scored 3 goals so far in the Premier League. He's scored 5 goals in all competitions. Ronaldo's done really well since he re-signed. Don't forget, Ronaldo was annoyed with Solskjaer after Man United's 1-1 draw with Everton. Ronaldo stormed down the tunnel. Solskjaer got criticised for not starting Ronaldo against Everton. Solskjaer came out and said that he had no regrets over not starting Ronaldo. The other week, Ronaldo says he wants to retire at Manchester United, then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. Ronaldo is 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Manchester United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Don't forget, Ronaldo is already the all-time record scorer in the Champions League, and earlier on this season he became the all-time international top scorer with 2 late goals against Ireland. Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldo did really well in his first spell at Man United. He won 3 Premier League titles, the Champions League, the FA Cup, 2 League Cups and the FIFA Club World Cup. And he scored 118 goals in 292 games in all competitions. Ronaldo endured 6 years in his first spell at Man United. Now, earlier on today, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba admits he always speaks to his ex-Juventus teammates. Paul Pogba refuses to rule out a Juventus return after France beat Belgium. Earlier on this season, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Paul Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer, because he did mention that Turin is still in his heart. Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Well, earlier on this week, he said Paul Pogba wants to stay at Manchester United, and he wants to sign a new Man United contract worth £400,000 a week. That would make him one of the best paid players. Paul Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. He said before the start of this season that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. He's going to make a decision on his future next summer. Earlier on this season it said Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Recently it said Man United set Paul Pogba deadline. Man United want Paul Pogba's future to be sorted by Christmas. Pogba has enjoyed a very good start to the Premier League season. He's already got 7 assists. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. One point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Paul Pogba though has had a long running transfer saga. Revert back to what I've said on my other videos, he hadn't only been linked with his former club Juventus, PSG have also been in for him. PSG are prepared to offer Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. PSG couldn't get him in this year's summer transfer window because they got Lionel Messi. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. Barcelona have also been in for him. It said earlier on this season they want him on a free next summer, and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Now, quite a lot of times now, we play Paul Pogba as a left winger, in more of an advanced role. I think he's much better on the left-hand side than he is in a deeper role. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. We paid $89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Now, I was talking with you about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer earlier. Solskjaer has received strong backing from Man United's football director. John Murtough has come out and said we need to keep control, and he says we will not deviate the plan. Basically John Murtough has said that Solskjaer needs time because he believes we are going in the right direction. Solskjaer got very good backing in the summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. Darren Fletcher also backed him. Ed Woodward has backed Solskjaer. A while ago though, Woodward said that he'd backed Solskjaer and he assured that Solskjaer's job was safe even when we was enduring them bad periods. Obviously we know Woodward is leaving Manchester United. It got announced he was leaving back in April when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. The Glazers also backed Solskjaer, only because they'd been persuaded to though. Don't forget back in April the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And reflecting on that, there was Man United fans protesting against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground. And then obviously there was Man United fans protesting against the Glazers outside Old Trafford. But Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. Now, it recently said that the Glazers are selling 8% of Manchester United and there's shares that are worth 137 million. I said to you on one of my other videos I did not so long ago, will the Glazers sack Solskjaer? Well, the Glazers were recently unhappy with Solskjaer because of 3 players. The Glazers have been at Man United since 2005, so they've been with us now for like 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. It did recently say from the Daily Mail that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future as manager could depend on the next 10 games. We have got tough games coming up. You know, our next 4 in the league is Leicester away, Liverpool at home, Tottenham away, and then Man City at home. And we could easily drop points in at least one of them games. But Solskjaer is under pressure because we've only won 2 of our last 6 games in all competitions. And the vast majority of Manchester United fans are demanding Ole out. Maybe there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in. But it did say not so long ago that Man United are still fully committed to Solskjaer and have no plans to replace the club legend as manager, despite a topsy-turvy start to the season. Obviously, you've got some United fans that want Antonio Conte to replace Solskjaer. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. There's some United fans that want Zidane in. But to be honest with you, if we did eventually decide to sack Solskjaer, it wouldn't really solve much. Because like I've said before, when results aren't going our way, when we're inconsistent, when we've been inconsistent, not all of the blame stems from Ole. He's accountable for certain things, but there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club, and obviously they've got to take responsibility. In the summer, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year, and like I mentioned, we made a mistake giving him that new contract, because I can assure Solskjaer won't see out that contract, and a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But we should be doing well this season. You know, we enjoyed a very good summer transfer window. You know, we made 4 signings. We brought Tom Eaton in on a free from Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in this year's summer transfer window, and, you know, we should be winning the Premier League this season easily because we've got a title-winning squad. Our squad must be worth around 805 million. I think we've got like the 3rd most expensive squad in world football behind PSG and Man City. And earlier on this season, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that Ole was part of. But Ole's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won it since 2013, but I'll revert back to what I've said before. Solskjaer has to win a trophy at Man United, I'd say, this season to basically save his job. Because he's not yet won anything as Man United manager, and we haven't won anything since 2017, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer's managed, over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager, which is definitely a concern. And a lot of United fans have got strong reservations about Solskjaer's decision making. Analysing the vast majority of the games Solskjaer's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years. In December, he would have been in charge for 3 years. But I think with Solskjaer being a legend of the club, that's what saved his job. Disregarding being a legend of the club, I can assure he wouldn't have been here now. Solskjaer did enjoy 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Ferguson's guidance. His most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final in 1999, because Solskjaer won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. In his first 3 months, he was the interim manager. He did very well as the interim manager. He won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. So reflecting on that, the club decided to give him the job permanently in March 2019. Solskjaer's final game as interim manager was that 3-1 win against PSG. Despite me criticising Solskjaer a lot, I've got to give him credit, because I've got to say he has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I'm shocked. Ollie knew when he'd taken over the reins at Man United that it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. Ollie's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest, and Ollie knew he had a lot to do when he came in, and since Ollie's come in, he's signed 14 players, and we've spent 441 million so far under the Solskjaer era. Solskjaer has enjoyed 5 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. Ole has also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. He's got rid of players permanently. He's also loaned quite a few players out. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. Solskjaer's more or less giving everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he surely would do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Some progress has been made under Ollie. He has got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final last season got us to the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager, and last season he got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. So there you go. Last season Solskjaer got us a 2nd place finish, and in his first full season he got us a 3rd place finish. So what Solskjaer produced in his first full season, in his 2nd full season, he's looking to build on that this season. We've also extended a lot of players' contracts under Ole. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer did say he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford, Shaw and Harry Maguire. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson, because since Ferguson we've sacked 3 managers. We sacked Moyes, we sacked Van Gaal and we sacked Jose Mourinho, and we're not even really known as a sacking football club because we haven't got the structure to keep sacking managers. Now, as you all know, there's quite a few players that don't even get in our team. Juan Mata doesn't get in our team. I think Juan Mata will leave next year. Juan Mata's contract at Man United expires next summer. Earlier on this year, Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. I don't understand why we extended his contract for another year. Juan Mata has lost that yard of pace, hasn't he, and he's ageing up. But despite that, I think Juan Mata has had a good career at Man United. Mata has been at Man United for 7.5 years, so he's been a long-serving player. We got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him in a deal worth 40 million. First part of last season, he rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Cavani doesn't really get in our team now. Surprisingly though, Cavani started against Everton before the international break. Cavani had a very good chance from a downward header, produced a good save from Jordan Pickford. Cavani's obviously lost his place in the team because we re-signed Ronaldo. I think Cavani's going to be going next year. He'll go in January or at the end of the season. I can't say I want him to go though because Cavani's made an impact since he's come in. Cavani's got under a year left on his contract. It was back in May Cavani signed a 1-year contract extension and Cavani receives over £200,000 a week. He said not so long ago that Real Madrid want Cavani on loan in January. Real Madrid wanted Cavani in the summer transfer window, but the club failed to make a move happen. Real Madrid will wait until next summer for their main attacking targets, Mbappe and Haaland. I think Barcelona will reignite their interest in Cavani in January. Barcelona tried to get him on deadline day in the summer transfer window. Martial, he's another player that doesn't really get in our team. Surprisingly, Martial played against Everton before the international break and Martial scored. That was his first goal for Man United since February. And he put a good performance out. Martial also played against West Ham in the Cup, but he struggled to make an impact in that one. Solskjaer seems to have a lot of trustworthy in Martial. Don't forget, Solskjaer was the one that gave Martial that number 9 shirt. He said before the start of this season that Solskjaer refuses to sell Anthony Martial as he remains part of his plans. The other week, though, he said Man United are ready to sell Martial in January, and Man United value Martial at £40 million. Now, Barcelona are considering making a move for him next year. Martial's been a long-term target for Tottenham. He said he's open to joining another Premier League club. Atletico Madrid were in for Martial last summer. Don't forget Martial rejected the chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day. Last season Martial was out with a knee injury for a while. The best season I recall Martial having was his debut season under Van Gaal. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. He scored like 79 goals in all competitions, and we got him in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. Lingard is another player that doesn't really get in our team. I think he'll go in January. Like I said, Donny van der Beek, he doesn't get enough game time at Manchester United, and I have already said Solskjaer should be starting Donny van der Beek, especially in the Premier League, because Donny van der Beek is a good player, but I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United because he hasn't been given enough game time, like I say. Van der Beek played no part against Everton last weekend. He played no part against Villarreal. He did play the full 90 minutes against West Ham in the Cup and he put a good performance out. Started against Young Boys. Solskjaer taken Van der Beek off at half-time in the defeat to Young Boys, and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for that because Van der Beek was our best player in the first half of that game. Now, Fabrizio Romano recently said that Van der Beek is planning to leave the club in January. Donny van der Beek's agent is said to be working hard on finding a new club for his client. There's many clubs in for him, including Everton. Everton remain interested in Van der Beek. Everton were close to signing Donny van der Beek on loan, but Solskjaer rejected Van der Beek's exit. Now, not so long ago, Van der Beek was furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal. Van der Beek was spotted throwing chewing gum in the dugout. It says Van der Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. And earlier on this season, Van der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. He reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. And don't forget, Van der Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. But this season's Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's under contract with Man United till 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Matic, he doesn't get in our team much. He does play some games, but doesn't play a lot because obviously Solskjaer persistently selects Fred and McTominay. Matic, yeah, he's had his good games at Man United, he's had his bad games, but I think we should offload him next year. He's been subjected to transfer speculation before. Matic has been with us over 4 years now. Got him for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. I think before the start of last season, Matic signed a 3-year contract with Man United. Telles, he's another one that doesn't really get in our team. He only played recently because Luke Shaw was out of a minor injury, plus Luke Shaw had illness. To Tellez's credit, he played well against Villarreal, scored a very good volley, also did quite well in the 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. The reason we brought Tellez in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. But since we brought him in, Tellez, we've seemed to get the best out of Shaw. We got Tellez for 15.4 million. He's also Jones, that doesn't get in the team. I'm expecting us to offload him next year. Buying Lindelof don't really get in the team now with the arrival of Varane in the summer transfer window. The only reason Lindelof's been playing recently is because Maguire is out for a few weeks with injury. Solskjaer confirmed that. And Diego Dalot, he doesn't get in our team. Only played against Villarreal because Wan-Bissaka was suspended. Dalot was poor against Villarreal, but I thought Dalot played well against West Ham in the Cup. Amad Diallo, he's another one that doesn't get in the team. He's just recently come back from injury. It said he was out for 5-6 weeks. He's played a few times in the first team, and I did mention that he looks a good asset to the first team squad. I think he'll leave next year, Amad Diallo. So there you go. But yeah, Man United have got Leicester after the international break, and it's a must-win game for Man United. We're going into the game having only won 2 of our last 6. So anyway, guys, subscribe to my channel. It's Red Devil 24. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, and take care. God bless. See you all again soon.